Hello everybody, Awesome50 back again, and today I'm going to do a MOBA comparison. Yes, MOBAs. These seem to be dying games at the minute. I remember when the MOBA series came about 10 years ago. That was when MOBAs was in their prime. By MOBAs, I mean games such as Dota 2 and League of Legends and Smite. So we've had some really good MOBA games out, but they seem to be a dying breed at the minute simply because it's the same games which came out well over 10 years ago and they're still being played to this day, and they just keep upgrading them games by upgrading them, I mean patching them up, doing reworks and bringing new characters in, and yeah, again, reworking different characters and the maps. So basically, for example, League of Legends, from when it first came out to now, it's like having a brush, but you've replaced the handle and the brush that many times. It's still the same brush, but it's also not the same brush because it isn't the same brush anymore. But if you think of it at the first, before you've thought about that it's a completely different brush, you might still think it's the same brush. I got that analogy from Trigger after Only Fools and Horses, of course. Yeah. It was a very good genre, and to be fair, it was possibly one of the most difficult genres to get into, simply because the level of skill required to actually win a match in any MOBA game was ridiculously difficult. Plus, there's a lot of toxicness in these games, because if you're losing, if you keep getting killed in these games, then you're weakening the team, so you're making it hard for everyone to kill somebody. So this genre of game, or game should I say, they were more for the they were more for the greater gaming people. The gaming gods were the ones which were into these MOBA games such as League of Legends and Dota 2. Plus, the pro theme for these games was absolutely ridiculous. You could win like £1 million or $1 million or €1 million in cash or whatever just by being a team and like winning these tournaments, which everybody goes to see. For example, a Dota tournament or a League of Legends tournament, you'll have like a massive area like Manchester Arena, which is fully packed out, amazingly enough, with commentators, with the lighting and the effects, and all your people sat at the computers playing the games, and the games are up on the big screen, and everyone's going, yay, woo! And when everyone's like said, oh, Malphite just killed 3 more people, he's going to kill again, everyone's like, wee, yay, woohoo! And, it's really good. I find watching stuff like that a million times better than watching, as we say, a football match. Because I'm a gamer, I'm into this sort of stuff. But it is a dying breed. They're not making any more out, and they probably never will. One thing I'm looking forward to is League of Legends Wild Rift if it comes to Xbox, because I don't actually want to play it on my mobile phone nor tablet, because I don't like the controls, because I remember trying Mobile Legends and I just weren't really feeling the controls. That's just my opinion on it though. But yeah, League of Legends, I haven't played for a bit, but I think I'd still talk about it because the game deserves so much credit, because it's an absolutely fantastic game, give or take. Riot have done a really good job by nullifying the toxicness, to be fair, because you don't get much. Because if you flame somebody, there's somebody on hand probably working from home ready to do that person that gave you grief, which is really good. I can't really speak for Dota 2 because I didn't really put too much time into it, because I spent most of my time playing League of Legends. But one game I did really enjoy playing when it first came out. Excuse me a second. I really enjoyed Heroes of the Storm. I'm an old school Heroes of the Storm player. I really enjoyed that game because it brought something different. It weren't as toxic, or it were more toxic, or one or the other, I can't really remember. But I remember when Blizzard stopped development on that game, it was absolutely ridiculous because it was actually a fantastic game and it did bring something new to the table. With League of Legends and Dota 2, you level up independently by all your kills and stuff like that. Whereas with Heroes of the Storm, you level up as a team, so all your team levels up at the same time. But on Heroes of the Storm, you didn't buy items. Every time you leveled up, you picked one of 2 abilities, or one of 3 to like upgrade to make them more powerful. And you had 2 finishers, 2 ultimate abilities you could choose when it came to ultimate phase. Not to mention, it was hardcore, because if you got 20 kills, that included your assisted kills as well, the game used to go, Heroes of the Storm, and you're like, ah! And then you'd be buzzing. They had like a most valuable player, like player of the game and stuff like they do on Overwatch, and it was a fantastic game. But they took it off development and stopped investing any money into it for God knows what reason because it was a fantastic game. Anyone who played Heroes of the Storm loved the game. They had millions of players. So why did they stop development with it? Why did they shoved the game on maintenance, but they just patched it up every other month, if that, might have even been once every 6 months. I think the last character they brought out in Heroes of the Storm was Deathwing. Now this was a fucking good game. But again, obviously, Dota 2 and League of Legends were kind of running the scene, and plus you also had the rise of Mobile Legends, which people fled to. Plus, you had the games like Smite, which were really good because you got to move gods. That were really good. That were pretty sick. I mean, I should really play that again, actually. But what I'm really waiting for is League of Legends Wild Rift to come onto Xbox. I believe they're going to bring it out on Xbox next year or the year after. Sorry, just thinking, yeah. Yeah, I think it's next year they're going to bring it out. So yeah, fantastic game series. But I don't think they're going to bring any more MOBAs out now because it's like League of Legends and Dota 2 are rocking the scene that badly. It just wouldn't be profitable for any gaming company to bring out another MOBA. I know there's a lot of real-time strategy games out there, but that's not the same as a MOBA, even though some people easily mistaken that. So yeah, I didn't put much time into Dota 2, but I believe Dota 2 was the harder of the two games out of League of Legends and Dota 2. And might I mention, I only actually started playing League of Legends at the time just because when Heroes of the Storm, when Blizzard gave up on Heroes of the Storm, most of the players gave up on Blizzard in that regard, so we all fled to either Dota 2 or League of Legends. And we thought, all of us who came from Heroes of the Storm, when we went to one of them two games, we thought, oh, we're going to be really good at it because we played Heroes of the Storm. No, you're not going to be good at it. The only thing you're good at doing is pointing and clicking on a map. That's it. But what Heroes of the Storm brought to the table was there were different maps with different objectives every game. Excuse me. There were different objectives. So, whereas with League of Legends, you have Summoner's Rift, and Dota 2, you have. Don't know what the map is. I haven't played Dota 2 for years. Can't remember. But they're the same maps, unless you do like a different game mode. With Heroes of the Storm, what they brought to the table was they had different maps. Like, for one, you had to capture like as many Zerg as you can from StarCraft or something like that, and it would help push the enemy team. Like, there'd be different buffs basically and nerfs for the enemy team. So they brought something different in. So each role of a map was like a different objective kind of thing, like a different game. So you had to choose your hero in regards to the map, and each map had something relevant to do with any of Blizzard's works as well. Like you had Diablo maps, StarCraft maps, Overwatch maps, etc. Sorry, folks, I've got extremely bad dry mouth, probably too much vape. Excuse me. Very bad dry mouth. Again, I don't script these videos, so I just go with the flow as soon as I get going. So yeah, the MOBA scene, it was kind of funny actually, because if I'm when Mobile Legends first came out, a lot of people jumped on that game. Not to mention it copied off League of Legends that much, it's beyond belief. But then again, I'm not saying that Mobile Legends copied off League of Legends. I'm not saying that at all, really, because they actually didn't. But a lot of people accused them of doing that. But if you think of games like Overwatch, Paladins, is it Bloodborne? They're all the same. They're like a mixed match of the same game with the same like heroes having the same abilities, just like switched around a bit. So it's like copying your friend's homework but changing it a bit to bring out a game. So that's what MOBA started doing, and that's what a lot of these first-person asymmetrical hero shooters did as well. So no one copied off each other or anything like that. But all I'm saying is the MOBA scene's pretty much a dying breed now. I can't actually see it lasting another 10 years because people are going to jump ship to something else. But all I'm going to say is full respect to any MOBA game that's out there and still going. It's been a very tough competition for all of you and to stay on top of the new trends. And yeah, I freaking love playing these MOBA games. At the minute, I just don't have the hardware to do it, to play them, because you need fantastic internet and no lag. I've got an old monitor and I'm doing these streams off an old laptop. So if you're going to play like a MOBA game, you need to really invest into a pretty I'm not saying a decent gaming PC, you just need a good PC to play. because you don't want to get disconnected or anything like that, because these games can be super toxic and people don't like losing. And the problem is, once you start losing, that's it, it's game over for you. What people don't realise is these games have a 50% match rating system. So if you lose 10 games in a row, you're probably going to win your next 5, because they don't want people to win that easily because they'll get bored of the game, but they don't want people to lose that bad that they give up and quit the game. There's always a 50% match making system in place. So if you think you're really good at League of Legends because you keep winning all your matches, well, forget about that, because your pool will go up and you will probably lose your next 20 games. And then you'll think, oh, I'm rubbish at this game, and get depressed. Don't be. There's a 50% match rating system. You're always going to win some and you're always going to lose some. It's always where it's like that. Well, not always, but it does now, because there's that many players and they can do this and they can match different skills with algorithms in the background. So everyone should play at least a MOBA game. Try and get into it. Bear in mind, you can disable your teammates if they're being toxic, so you don't have to listen to them, but it's better to listen to them and help the team out. So that's it. MOBA games rock. Yay. Also 50 out. See you later, people.